everyone and welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to share my first impression of Maybelline's new eyeshadow palette. I was in Priceline and I came across this palette and I hadn't even heard that it had been released yet. So I was excited to try it. So I tested and swatched some of the shadows in store. Some of them surprised me because of the pigment and how beautifully they swatched. Others were quite bad and I was shocked at that actually, because the colors that I thought that wouldn't swatch nicely did swatch nicely, and the others that I thought would swatch nicely came out very chalky and there's quite a bit of fallout. Today I'm going to share my first impressions on this new eyeshadow palette, and it is The Rock Nudes. I am very excited about this palette because there are quite a few dark shades in here, and it is something that if you are looking to add to your collection of Maybelline eyeshadows, or you don't really have dark colors, then this would be the one to get. But I think what we'll do is we will start with the swatches, so let's get straight into that. This is the first row. I was quite impressed with the last color, which is the black glittery color. It definitely swatched very nicely. The blue did not swatch nicely at all. It was a little bit of a letdown because it is such a pretty blue. The brown also didn't swatch well, and this is a color that I would use as a transition, especially for that dark smoky look. The glittery purpley pink is absolutely beautiful. This swatched just as beautifully as I wanted it to. It is absolutely gorgeous. It's probably one of my favorite colors in this palette. The silver also swatched nicely, very, very pretty. The white, which I would use as a highlight, didn't swatch the best. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't the best. It was okay. The last row, the first color, the light color, wasn't too bad. The second color, I feel like the matte colors out of these didn't swatch nicely. They were very chalky. That beige color would be perfect for a light color if using this palette to transition. So I'm a little bit disappointed that it didn't swatch nicely. These two colors definitely looked very similar. Like in the palette they look different, but when you swatch them they look very much alike. And I was a little bit surprised at that. They didn't swatch the best either. This gold glitter is very pretty, something that you could definitely use on top of even using a different eyeshadow palette. The black surprisingly didn't swatch badly. It actually came out nicely, and I was quite shocked that this dark color swatched nicely compared to some of the others that didn't swatch nicely. It wasn't too bad. I was quite surprised how some of these actually swatched so nicely, and very disappointed in how some of the others didn't swatch nicely. Sometimes a swatch is very different to applying to your eyelid. I feel like this palette is not the best compared to the other two. I feel like there's a lot more chalkiness to these ones, and this one for me with the swatching, because I swatched it first, was a little bit of a disappointment. But I feel like there are colors in here that I would definitely use using another palette. So I feel like let's just get straight into my first impression of this and applying it onto my eyelids, and let's see how it goes. I've put some primer on my eyelids and now I'm going to go into this. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to be doing because some of these dark colors, just I'm worried they're too dark. I don't know if they're going to blend nicely. So I'm going to go with colors that I feel like they could blend. There is one that was a little bit chalky when I swatched it, but I feel like it's the transition color I need. So here's holding thumbs that it works. And already I'm not liking it. Next I'm actually going to go in with this really dark black that's in this, but it's got a bit of glitter, and I'm definitely going to put something on top of it to lighten it up, but I just think it is so pretty and it actually really swatched nicely. So I'm going to see how this applies to the lid. I don't know, I'm finding a lot of patches in place on my eyelid, just places that it's not covering. So it's definitely a lot of work, but I think any dark color would be a lot of work, and I'm trying to go slowly so that don't want so much on. Definitely patches in place which I'm not liking, so these dark colors really don't fill out and blend nicely at all. That's quite disappointing. I do like the other two palettes, and I feel like maybe this one didn't get the hype that the other two did, because I didn't even know this one was out. I just saw it in Priceline and I'm like, oh, new Maybelline palette, let's get it. And I feel like the hype's not there for this one, probably because it's not the best. I'm definitely gonna have to clean up. There is like so much fallout here. I'm gonna definitely have to go in and clean up, because I feel like I'm making a mess of this. I feel like I look like I've been punched in the eyes. Oh my word. Ooh, that's pretty. That's very pretty on that, on top of that black. That is actually really, really pretty. Okay, I am gonna go and I'm going to quickly fix this and make it look cleaner. And I'm gonna finish off my eyes and I'll be back soon. Hi guys, I am back and I have finished my makeup. I have to say, having done the rest of my makeup, I am not hating this look. I think that the color that I put on top of all the dark actually just brightened it up, kind of has a bit of that purpley pink in it, and I actually think it is very pretty. It's not a look I'm definitely gonna go for just any day. It's definitely that kind of smoky look when you want it, but otherwise it is not bad. And I'm looking at the other colors, and there's definitely lighter colors that you can use in this palette to get a bit of a lighter color, but I feel, being the Rock Nude, that this is kind of the palette you will go for when you want that darker look. But having said that, the glitter, especially the glitter ones, this one I put on and I just think it is so pretty. I feel like if you have a different palette and you go and you put a color on that's a bit of like more of a medium, not so dark, and you go and use those colors on top of it, it is going to look really pretty. I think also with the lighter colors here, never mind. I feel like with the lighter colors here you could get a really light look, especially using this one, which I'm definitely going to try because I think that was pretty. But I felt like today all I wanted to do was I really wanted to do a dark look with this, because I feel like even though it says nudes, it's not really a nude palette. It is color. It is very dark. You got some light colors, but not even those are nude. I mean, there's two colors right at the bottom that would be kind of like a bit of a nude color. Definitely not the rest of them, I'm sorry to say that, but I don't know why they're still calling it the nude palette. Maybe it's just the theme that they're sticking with, the Rock Nudes. Maybe nude is not, they're not even referring to the nude as being a nude color, something else. I don't know. I'm coming up with rubbish here maybe, but overall I'm not thinking it's a bad product. I did have a little bit of issues with blending the darker colors, but I think what I need to do next time is kind of like dust my brush off. It picks up a lot and it's quite pigmented, which is really good. So they've improved on that, where they have improved on having darker, with their darker colors, improving the pigment, improving that. So I think when it comes to that, you need to use a little bit and just work it up. Obviously this is the first time I've used it, so that's why it is my first impression, but I'm not going to say that I hate it, because I actually think the color is really pretty. I did go and put blue mascara on. I felt like, even though I wear black all the time and I love that color, I feel like for my face, because I'm so pale, I don't want to look like a ghost with punched eyes, if that makes sense. So I kind of just wanted to lighten the look up, and that's why I put the lighter one on, and then I went and put a blue mascara, and I actually think it quite goes nicely, and I just think it's pretty. So those are my thoughts on that. I'm definitely going to play around with it, definitely do some light colors, and that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed me trying out this product. I hope you enjoy me testing out products and trying them for the first time and seeing whether I like them or not and giving you an impression on them. If you do, please thumbs this video up. Otherwise, I hope you all have a wonderful day and I'll see you next time. Bye!